Alright. I guess something else was brought up. Ugh. It was actually, I think it's like pretty silly. I don't think it's anything serious, but it's a good topic. Like I'm not personally angry by it, but when I mentioned, or I said I was gonna put something like, where is he? Matt Stout. Why can't I pull it up? Good enough. Yes. That's his boyfriend. Probably his boyfriend. Yep, there you go. It's his boyfriend. Like, he took it as me being like a man. Like a man dressed like in drag. Because of one of the tutorials I wrote too. Like, again, I write this for like a teen crowd. Okay? The jokes I put in are like teen jokes. I mean, I'm sure, like, my age gets a kick out of it too, but, I mean, I'm writing it, like, specifically for that. And, I mean, Matt Stott is an outed gay. Like, he's right there on my Twitter. Like, I glance at his videos when I can, you know. But he's always been gay, and I think this is more, overall, that's something I didn't grasp. I've always lived in Baltimore, Chicago, Michigan, Detroit, and DC. And, you know, I have a lot of friends in New York now, too. So, take that for where I'm coming from, that I mean, Chicago has a large community. DC actually has the largest, gay community per, per square feet, like in population, for the size. There's obviously a lot more gays in New York, but for the size of what DC is, like DC proper, like the Beltway District of Columbia, I guess it's tiny, smaller than Greenville, as a city. It does actually have the largest like gay community, and Chicago has a large one. Detroit has I don't know many gays in Detroit, but that's where I'm coming from, where I think there is a gay community here. I do know that in Greenville, where I live right now, but it's like, I forgot that people people here probably don't have like a gay boyfriend. Like, when I say gay boyfriend, like, that's what I mean. Like, not me dating him. Like, it's nothing to do with sex. It's not like we're attracted to each other, alright? He's attracted to a man. Or men, in total. When I say gay boyfriend, it's coming from me always having gays around me. Like, always having, like, one or two close male friends that were like, completely gay. Not bisexual. Not experimenting, like, gay. Like they do not like, or they're not attracted at all to, like, women. And you see, like, I could be sitting there next to Matt Stout and, like, cuddle with him and hold hands, but it wouldn't mean, it's not, wouldn't mean like a sexual or like a romantic interlude. Like, when I say gay boyfriend, I mean the guy that kind of like stands in, the gay like best friend that stands in, and kind of, I don't know, take care of you, like, whatever, takes you out to eat, like, it takes a spot of like a boyfriend void in your life if you're like single. Even like, I mean, I had gay friends that hung out with me when I was in relationships too, but, you know, but I'm talking about that. And I forgot where I was. I am in the South. Like, and that was, that's my fault. I'll take responsibility for that. Like, you guys don't have, like I'm coming from, like, most of my gay friends are all in New York now. Like, I do have, like, married gay friends, too. Of both. Like, I have a good friend of mine who's a lesbian, and she's always been a lesbian. She didn't even, I don't think she even experimented from what she told me. Like, she just wasn't ever attracted to men. But, but things like that, like, you know, for, like, a straight guy, he'd be like, oh, that's my lesbian girlfriend, you know? His best friend. Because I know guys, like, I was even jealous of her. Like, a long time ago, when the guys I dated back in college, oh god, like, it had to be, like, 99, or, like, 2000, somewhere around there. And she was a full lesbian, like, she was an outed lesbian. I don't think she even, no, she did. I think she experimented a little bit. She's with a woman now. And, like, they were, like, best friends. Everyone thought they were dating. Like, but they weren't. She didn't, he probably wanted her, but she did not want him. Like, he started dating me, and I felt jealous, because they were so close. Like, I mean, they were close in like, an intimate, friendship way. And that's what I mean. And I know, like, I've only met a handful here, and there's only one gay, like, community, like, center. In Greene, in South Carolina, I think. If I've done my research right. There's only one, like, big center. And of course, like, gay marriage isn't legal here. So I'm not saying, like, maybe that's what I'm getting more at. That, like, I was foolish to think that you would get here in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, that you would get the gay boyfriend without trying to make me gay. But the people in New York and DC and Chicago all get that when I say, like, my gay boyfriend, like, because they all know me as, like, having, like, gays around me. Or, like, see me, like, hugging a gay, like my buddy that's fully gay, like Matt Stout is. It's never, like, maybe I've had crushes on them, but they haven't in return. So, you know, like, I know, that's why I'm putting, like, 2 people in. I'm going to put, as I did, actually. Like, we're gonna discuss, like, people want, like, are still trying to change this into, like, my personal dating site, like, still trying to, like, see it as that. Oh my god, of course. What do you guys like, trying to watch lesbian porn? Come on. I already checked the other ones out. I mean, really, you guys? Where I start uploading subscribers here, don't I? When's the last to go? I'm not a big fan of YouTube. I prefer Vimeo, but I just put it since it's attached to the email account easy. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying one thing and you're not processing it. Like, but she wants a gay boyfriend because she's a gay man. And you're not getting it that, like, I'm just from, like a cosmopolitan, like urban environment where I've always been around a lot of gays. I went to art school. Like, I don't really want to. I'm trying to think which person I can show. Which password. Yeah. I mean, he was my gay best friend in college. We went to Micah together. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, anyway. Oh, buddy. And that's really what I'm talking about, like, you guys gotta take this seriously, like, because I'm trying to weed out the last people, because there's something wrong, like, there's something going on, and there's been stuff going on, and I'm trying to, like, these are what the video purposes are for the most part. Like, I'm getting, like, you just gotta, like, clear your heads, and, like, understand that I'm also coming from a place, that's different from you. Alright? I did just put, yeah, well, that's where I live. But, like, I don't want you to get confused, like, with my personal life, and I'm gonna talk about this a little bit, too. Like, something that, I think some people, it's funny, I wonder who left. I think some people ran from Paul Sutton. Every time I mention that guy. Oh well, I'll forget it. That's not for this video anyway. Every time I mention, like, bringing him back, or attaching myself to him again, people run. I think it's pretty funny. What I'm saying is, like, you can't take what I personally write for on target, like, subject matter on my blogs as like a personal intent. Like they wanted to see me as, like, declaring, like, I'm single and I'm proud, and, like, as trying to, like a call out to men. And you know what, like, or women, like, they thought it was Natalie too, like, just a shout out to, like, anyone that wanted to, like, have sex. And you can't see me joking around with sex to, like, teens and, like, 20-year-olds, or discussing things with them as, like, me personally have, like, as an indication of my, like, sexual orientation, or my sex life, or me looking for a date. I mean, I had to write about that guy, I don't want to say his name anymore, at my part-time job. And, like, people were like, oh, is it, like, why are you telling him on the blog? And I'm fine with that. I don't mind chit-chatting about dating, but, like, and then I said something about Natalie, but then you thought it was like, and I do, like, for the past 2 years, I get the strangest responses back that actually don't make that much sense. Like, I, like, wrote Natalie lives in Chicago, right? Someone responded, like, oh, you just went to Chicago to hook up with Natalie? Like, I was like, you know, like, I can know where she lives without, like, visiting her. I was like, why would you think that I'd have to, like, or I was going there, like, I'd have to go there to, like see her, or know she lived in Chicago. I was like, okay, like, good for me. Like, you're not quite getting, like, what the internet is or something. Like, what I showed you was an email she sent me, like, 2 years ago. Like, you think maybe if we were in a personal enough level, where we were chit-chatting on email back and forth, that, like, she wouldn't have just told me, like, oh, I live in Chicago. Where, like, why would you see an email from 2 years ago? Like, and, like, when she added me as a friends follower 2 years ago, as, like, being some sort of indication of, like, now, like, since she added me 2 years ago in a blog, like, I went to visit her in Chicago just now. Like they're taking it as, like, my personal diary, and it's not a personal diary. I mean, I don't want to talk about, who I date either, because, yeah, I'm actually, like, in real life single, and I'm straight. Like, I'm basically looking for a man. But just because, like, I'm not really in a place, and I don't really want to, you know, have anything now. But, like, right at this moment. Shouldn't indicate, like, I like keeping my private personal life as private personal life, as in, like, the private personal life, like, just my friends and my family and all that. Like, I prefer to keep that more or less, like, my business, and not up on the internet. Like, I already dealt with, stuff with this guy, Paul Sutton, and we weren't even dating. Like, after that bad spell, like, and my past history with men, like, because I date, let's see, where is he? I forgot to add him onto Twitter. I'll do that right now, actually. Where is he? Oh. Like, he... You know, and, does he not have his... I should add him on. Anyway, like... He's, like, a band guy. He's been in some bigger bands. And he's like a computer geek. Like, he's probably, I would say, as big as Paul Sutton, but in more of a fine arts field. In his denomination, I guess. I guess Paul Sutton's more in the commercial arts. Go away. It's because, like, you know, and I was going to do this as a tutorial, but I don't know if this is necessary. You know, Indianapolis works for the government. And there's a few others. Like, I haven't dated all of them. That's another impression. Like, I dated everyone on my Facebook, like, of me. I haven't dated, like, I've barely dated anyone. I just tend to have, like, longer relationships. I don't know what is, like, so difficult. You know, I haven't dated any of these people, except for Matt. Matt's, well, my ex-serious relationship. We were together for a long time, but, like, things like that. And that, like, made people, like, me mentioning, and this is also why I don't want to talk about my past. Like, and me and him dated for a very long time. And he does, like, I hope he, like, is one of the co-editors. But he's also married. Like, he's been married for several years. And we haven't had anything at all. 10 years. For 10 years. And what, I'm 34, so 24. Where it shouldn't be a problem if we did it or not. Like, and we had a serious relationship. I guess it wasn't dating, but it still is so far in the past that I wanted to bring it up as like a good tutorial, and people turned it into something else. I was disappointed with that. Like, I took that tutorial down. Like, I was just writing a tutorial, and I decided, since Matt mentioned he would want to edit, that of like, oh, a good tutorial, hey, teens and tweens, you can stay friends with your exes. Like, you can eventually, like, sort your problems out, or, like, broken hearts can be mended, like that type of thing. Broken hearts can be mended, and you can still be friends, and it can be turned into, like, a friendship. From, to a completely, like, platonic friendship over time. You know, I'm very happy for him and his wife. Like, I was happy they got married. You know, like, I guess it is so far, like, in the distance. And I brought that up, and then all of a sudden people thought every single person that worked on the magazine was someone I was dating. Like, and really, it's only Matt. I did briefly, like, Jay and I went out on a few dates, same as Colin and I dated briefly, but, like, that's a little different, too. And it's kind of sad. Anyway, but, you know, it's, again, someone said, what, like, now she's trying to go for Colin Bradford, since his single's coming out. Like, I'm not going for like, none of these guys that I'm mentioning, like Matt Stout, like, who else did I mention? Adam Copeland, Eric Balfour, like, any of those, like, they're not guys I'm dating right now or trying to go for now. Like, I already dated Colin Bradford. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but we dated, like, 6 years ago. Like, you know, not long. Like, we weren't that serious. Maybe that's why we easily shifted to, like, a friendship, because we really didn't have anything, like, we didn't have anything serious to begin with, but, you know, it's not like it can't be done, or, like, or that means, like, he's not contributing to the magazine. I'll probably promote him, but, like, he's always been a supporter. So, we've always stayed friends and chit-chatted every once in a while. Like, because, I guess, in that case, we just didn't have, like, that much to begin with. But because of who I end up with, usually or I have in the past, and also something else about, like, people, I use it as intimidation. Like, I don't care. Like, but that's for teens and 20-year-olds for it to, like, really sink in when they read who I date or have dated, for it to sink in that, like, I'm not after them. And that's the real point, that, like, I don't think, like, people were getting, like, me saying, like, I had a crush on Matt Stout, and being able to see, like, him right on my Twitter, or saying I had a crush on Adam Copeland, or someone you could see as a public figure, basically. You know, or Matt, or Colin, or even Jay, who's a lecturer, or Highness. You know, I'd use Highness. He has a book out. He's a published writer. For them to see I'm not a lesbian, because that's an issue. I'm not a lesbian. I don't go for young men. Basically, what they're doing is filling a role, like, of what I date anyway, without talking about my present dating life. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm in like, because I don't want to talk about my present dating life. And that's what I use Paul Sutton for too. Like, yes, I guess I will pull up. What's this? Like, pull your stupid picture up one more time. Okay. That's what he was for, and except he was oh, not the image. It's not does he still have that one up? Okay. He doesn't use it anymore at all, I don't think. No. Okay. When he was on Xanga, basically. Yeah. Anyway, when he was on Xanga, like years ago, I mean, I think it's been years since he's used this. I don't know why he keeps it. I use his, I guess, persona, or his pen, I should say, when I was on Xanga. And it worked. Like, if you, like, look at some, like, me discussing the sex predator blocks and the sexual harassment blocks, which will be in one of my tutorials soon. I'm just uploading things now. Like, I use that guy. That's what the big fuss was about. Like, I knew who he was. I didn't think people... Okay. I didn't think that other people knew on Xanga. I thought they only knew him as him. And for some reason, like, I still don't know. I still don't know. I just get a lot of emails, you guys. I get a lot of emails, like, with people telling me stuff about people. I don't know who it was. So they notified me of, like, who he was. I was like, well, they didn't. I saw no harm in it because I didn't think they knew. Here. I didn't think they knew. So I used him, like, to fill in what I'm replacing Matt Stout. We're replacing him, or basically using Matt Stout and Adam Copeland to, like, build a structure around. And I used him before, and that's what all the big, like, there was a, I don't know, like, he seems like a nice enough guy, like, I don't, I wasn't really, like, thinking, like, I figured, like, I was moving, at that time I thought I was moving to New York too, so I figured, you know, like, I was like, you know, like, if I get to know him, like, maybe we'll meet in New York. Like, I wasn't... I don't get, like, very personal usually with like, bloggers. And I was, like, very focused on claiming some of these people. Like Paige. And... what's her face? And Holly, and these people that were on Xanga, and I had more of my attention to them, but I think some people knew who he was. you know, and like I didn't know at the time. I was like, you know, but even if they didn't, that even scared them enough, which amazed me. I'm like, some guy named like Paul Purtison scares you. I think it was like pretty funny. Like they did. They seemed like scared or like, or like he was fairly, I think, hated on Xanga. Like notorious, I guess. Where to the point where like I used him thinking they didn't know. Maybe some of them did. Who knows? You know. I don't think much in depth, but he did the same service, I guess, as Matt Southwood or Adam Copeland, and I found a way around it. And people, and I think he scared a lot of people off. He scared some women off too. So, granted, I think it was actually like women that were hitting me. So. I mean, it's kind of funny, and that's why I keep like bringing him up. Like I'll probably like if needed, I'll like put him. I'll add him onto Twitter. I think that's what scared people. It has to be Xanga people. I bet you anything. Bet you anything. It was Xanga people. The moment I said I was adding him to Twitter. Because 2 more are gone. I bet you anything. Anyway, like he just like Mr. Man here like scares people. Colin does the same. It's kind of funny. But that's what I'm saying. Like when I put people in, like it is a scare tactic. I'll add Colin too. Like I'm adding Colin on Twitter anyway, but. I forgot to tell him. Like my Twitter address changed. He's hanging out in my other Twitter, but say like with that, like I don't feel comfortable because once people know, and I know for guys too, like that. I don't want it affecting my life here in Greenville. And there's something like once I drop them in, like I know it's going to, because it intimidates a lot of people. And it does what it should on the business side that I need stabilized, because it's a blog and I know how youngsters, I know how teenagers and 20-year-olds act on blogs these days. Like it wasn't the same when I was like back, but like blogs are really used a lot more. Like MySpace became as like more like sex sites or hookup sites or dating sites, and like I can't get away from that, talking about dating, especially on a blog, with people like interacting with me, talking to me, like commenting with me. But I know something. Even if I erase like my face, and I can't erase my face because it's in my name. Like I'm having issues. I have like strategized over this, like, and discussed this with like people. I can't take my face down because someone keeps trying to steal my name. I have to go by my name, so the blog looks like it's a personal blog in my name, using my face. Blogs are interactive. You comment with people, and it's for teens and 20-year-olds. So like I can't not have like a boyfriend there, like because I can't have the logo, just the logo on there. Because someone keeps like saying they're Amanda. Like every time, like I've run into this, like people are trying to call themselves like my legal name, or like say they wrote it. So without my face, my name, like I don't know for what reason, but they want to steal my name. They want to steal my writing. Like Um, and I'm not lying. I wasn't being like, I wasn't joking. Like 3 people have like tried to like steal my writing in like my life. Like, and just say it was theirs and they wrote it. Like, yeah, I wrote it. Not her. She couldn't write it. She's not write it. Like, to the point where I always like online I have to go in my legal name. Like, that's why I go in my legal name. And I don't have a pen name. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. Okay. Like, that's actually why I go by. Like, people harped on me for like not being in a pen name. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I've been a writer for a long time. Like, I've already seen 2 people I try to like steal my name. Like, and one more did on Xanga too. Like, where like they literally said they wrote my blog. They said they were Miss Mandy, like a long time ago. And they said they wrote the content of my blog and tried to take credit for it. Well, someone stole one of my blog postings and like it published it under their name. Like, you know, and I have no legal backing because it's not copyrighted. So the most I can do is like put up my name, my legal full name, Amanda Cohen, and my face, so that if anyone tries to say they wrote it, like they at least have like a harder time like proving it. Like, of course you can always like copy and insert. You could always copy my writing and say you wrote it, but it'd be harder for someone to publish it when it's public like that. So that's why I do it, but it's so like normally so he did what he had to do, you know, by standing there and being like, I think I should put him back in actually. I was thinking about that. By doing like what he does best, like being a boob. Where, you know, being kind of like a scary boob. I think he's like a nice guy. Or his intentions are good normally. Like, even on Xanga I saw that, even when he was trying to be like a badass. It's like, but like, he got rid of the people I didn't want. Like, the people that were backstabbing me and lying about me on my Facebook that I was worried about. That's what the whole thing was before too, in some of the lower videos. That's what I was weeding out. I knew people were saying, like, trash talking me and lying about me, but I didn't know exactly where it was coming from. Like, who started it, or what was, like, I couldn't figure out who it was exactly, where it was coming from, or who started it, or why they were saying it. But I would prefer them not to be on my Facebook, right? And I couldn't tell which ones they were. And of course, if they're lying, and they're not talking to me, and they refuse to talk to me, like, and they're just running around lying and saying it's their, like, it's their magazine, because that's what they were doing. Like, they were just running around saying, it's our magazine, it's not Amanda's.